Urgent warning for all chosen ones. You absolutely must hear this before October 4th. Do not skip this message. The energetic shockwave from the Moon-Saturn conjunction is not over. In fact, the most dangerous period is just beginning. Between October 4th and October 7th, 2025, the universe is conducting a final, silent audit of your soul, and your actions during this narrow window will lock in your timeline for years to come. Most people will go about their days completely unaware of the invisible karmic currents pulling them back into old cycles, but you, as a chosen one, will feel it. You are feeling it already, aren't you? That subtle hum of anxiety, that strange pull towards the past, that feeling that something monumental is just on the horizon. That is your spiritual nervous system detecting the after effects of this cosmic alignment. This is not a drill. This is a final examination. Before we dive into the 9 critical mistakes you must avoid at all costs during this period, I need you to do 3 things immediately to anchor yourself in a protective frequency. First, like this video to signal to the universe that you are ready to receive this guidance. Second, subscribe and turn on all notifications because the downloads are coming faster than ever and you cannot afford to miss them. And third, type 1111 inches in the comments right now to affirm that you are aligning with your highest path and are prepared to navigate this energy shift with wisdom and grace. Let's be perfectly clear about what is happening in the invisible realms. The conjunction itself, when the moon passed Saturn, was a moment of profound karmic reckoning. The moon, representing your deep subconscious, your emotional body, and your ancestral memory, came face to face with Saturn, the great cosmic teacher, the lord of karma, structure, discipline, and consequences. It was a moment where your deepest feelings were held up against the rigid, unyielding mirror of universal law. For many, this brought sudden emotional clarity, a sobering realization of past mistakes, and a deep understanding of the lessons you have been working through for lifetimes. But the real test isn't the moment of revelation, it's what you do after the revelation. The period from October 4th to October 7th is the energetic echo, the vibrational wake left behind by this planetary meeting. Think of it like a cosmic door that has been slammed shut. The after effects are the vacuum created in its wake, an energetic pull that will desperately try to suck back in anything that hasn't been fully resolved and released. This is Saturn's final test. Did you truly learn the lesson, or were you just momentarily sobered by the consequences? This is why your actions, thoughts, and even your unspoken intentions during these 72 hours are magnified 1,000-fold. The universe is watching to see if you will honor the new boundaries you've set, or if you will crumble under the pressure of the karmic vacuum and revert to your old self. This is not about punishment. It is about graduation, and to graduate, you must prove you are no longer the person who makes the same old mistakes. We are about to go through 9 of these mistakes, these timeline-altering traps that will be laid out before you, disguised as temptation, nostalgia, or even logic. You must be vigilant. You must be awake. The very first mistake, and arguably the one that will present itself most aggressively during this window, is mistake number 1, making impulsive, fear-based decisions. This is a critical trap set by the lingering emotional turbulence of the moon combined with Saturn's demand for structure. You will feel a sudden intense pressure to do something. It might manifest as an overwhelming urge to quit your job, to abruptly end a relationship, to make a massive financial investment, or to relocate on a whim. Listen to me very carefully. This urge is not divine guidance. It is a manifestation of unresolved anxiety being projected outward. The moon's energy has stirred up the murky depths of your subconscious, bringing old fears of lack, abandonment, and failure to the surface. Saturn's influence, in its shadow aspect, can make you feel trapped, restricted, and desperate for freedom. The combination creates a perfect storm for panic-driven action. Making a major life decision from this state of internal chaos is the equivalent of signing a soul contract while you are energetically drunk. You will be binding yourself to a timeline based on your deepest fears, not your highest potential. Saturn rewards methodical, deliberate, and well-structured plans. It is the architect of the universe. It respects blueprints, not chaotic scribbles. Any decision made in a rush between October 4th and 7th will have a weak foundation, and Saturn's law dictates that anything with a weak foundation will inevitably crumble, forcing you to learn the lesson of patience and foresight all over again, but this time with higher stakes. The universe is testing your ability to hold your center in the midst of a storm. Can you sit with the discomfort? Can you trust that stillness is a form of powerful action? Your task is not to frantically search for an escape route, but to anchor yourself so deeply in your own truth that the storm passes by without uprooting you. Do not make any binding decisions. Do not initiate any life-altering conversations. Do not spend large sums of money. Postpone everything until after this energetic window closes. Your future self will thank you for the wisdom of your pause. This is your first and most important shield against the karmic undertow. The second major mistake you must avoid is a subtle yet profoundly destructive one. It is mistake number 2, deliberately re-engaging with past karmic connections. This trap is insidious because it will often disguise itself as a need for closure, a moment of forgiveness, or even a sudden, inexplicable wave of nostalgia. You will find yourself thinking about an old lover, a toxic friend, or a family member with whom you have a deeply entangled and unresolved history. The urge to reach out, to send that text, to make that call, to check their social media, will feel almost magnetic, as if it's a cosmic necessity. But you must understand the spiritual mechanics at play here. This is the energetic vacuum I spoke of. As you level up and prepare to step into a new vibrational reality, the universe must ensure you have severed the old energetic cords that have kept you anchored to your past. These individuals represent soul contracts and karmic lessons that the Moon-Saturn conjunction brought to a point of completion. Saturn is the keeper of gates. When it closes a door, it is meant to remain closed. The urge you feel to reconnect is a final holographic test. It's the universe projecting an echo of that old energy pattern to see if you will still respond to its frequency. If you choose to engage, if you reach out and reopen that channel, you are sending a powerful message to the cosmos. I have not learned. I am not ready to move on. I am still available for this lesson. In that single act, you reactivate the dormant soul contract. You re-energize the karmic loop, and you give permission for that old dynamic to re-enter your life, effectively resetting your progress. This isn't about forgiving them or not. Forgiveness is an internal process of releasing yourself from the energetic charge. This is about maintaining your sacred boundaries. True closure does not require their participation. It is an internal state of peace you arrive at when you accept the lesson and release the attachment. During these critical days, protect your energy field like a sacred temple. Do not invite ghosts of the past back into your holy space. If the urge arises, recognize it for what it is. A final exam question. The correct answer is silence. The correct answer is deletion. The correct answer is choosing the peace of your future over the drama of your past. This is an act of profound self-love and a declaration of your readiness to graduate. Before we move into the third critical mistake, which operates on an even deeper, more subconscious level, it is vital that we pause and integrate this wisdom. The energies are intense, and simply knowing is not enough. We must embody the knowing. I want everyone who is serious about protecting their timeline and honoring their path as a chosen one to stop for a moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and connect with the feeling of sovereignty over your own energy. Now I want you to go to the comments and type "I am the gatekeeper of my reality" to affirm your commitment to maintaining your sacred boundaries. This is not just typing words. It is casting a spell of protection. It is an energetic decree that will ripple out and fortify your auric field against these incoming tests. Do it now. Now let's descend into the third trap, which is perhaps the most common and the most misunderstood. It is mistake number 3. Ignoring the whispers of your physical body. During a powerful astrological transit like this, your physical body becomes a highly sensitive barometer for cosmic energy. It is the densest part of your energetic field, and therefore it is often the last to register a shift. but when it does, it speaks with undeniable clarity. Between October 4th and 7th, your body will be communicating with you constantly, sending you vital information about what is in alignment and what is not. This communication will not be loud, it will be a whisper. It might be a sudden wave of exhaustion when you are about to agree to something that drains your energy. It might be a tightness in your gut when you are around a person whose intentions are not pure. It could be a sudden headache when you are engaging in old thought patterns of worry and self-doubt. It could manifest as strange food cravings that are actually telling you what minerals or grounding energies you are lacking, or a sudden repulsion from foods that lower your vibration. Most people in the modern world are trained to override these signals. They push through the exhaustion with caffeine. They ignore the gut feeling as illogical anxiety. They numb the headache with a pill. To do this during this specific time frame is a colossal spiritual error. You are essentially turning off your most accurate and reliable guidance system in the middle of navigating a minefield. Saturn rules the physical body, the skeletal structure, the very container of our earthly experience. It is demanding that you listen to the wisdom of your vessel. Your body is a direct channel to your intuition, and ignoring its signals is a form of self-betrayal that weakens your entire energetic structure. During these days, your primary spiritual practice should be one of profound embodiment. When you feel tired, you must rest, even if it feels unproductive. When your stomach churns, you must remove yourself from the situation or person causing it, no matter how awkward it may seem. Pay attention to what your body wants to eat, how it wants to move, how much sleep it needs. This is not about indulgence, it is about sacred listening. Your body holds the keys to navigating this period safely. It will tell you which direction is safe and which leads back into a karmic trap. Honoring its messages is how you prove to the universe that you are ready to be a fully integrated embodied master of your own reality, not just a spirit floating in a disconnected vessel. This practice will ground you, stabilize you, and make you impervious to the chaotic emotional currents swirling around you. Do not ignore the sacred temple that houses your soul. It knows the way. We have laid the groundwork by identifying the first three fundamental traps: the lure of impulsive fear-based decisions, the magnetic pull of past karmic connections, and the perilous error of ignoring the sacred wisdom of your physical body. These are the outer gates of this cosmic initiation. If you have integrated this knowledge, you have already fortified your defenses against the most overt attacks on your frequency. But now, we must venture deeper into the labyrinth. The next set of mistakes are more subtle, operating not in the realm of grand actions, but in the unseen vibrational world of your words, your creative energy, and your perception of self. These are the traps that ensnare even the most spiritually aware, because they masquerade as normal, everyday human behavior. Do not be deceived. Between October 4th and 7th, there is no such thing as normal. Every single moment is a choice point, a referendum on your mastery. The universe is listening not just to your prayers, but to your whispers, your complaints, and your silent conversations with yourself. This brings us to the fourth monumental mistake, a practice so common it has become the background noise of our civilization, yet so spiritually corrosive it can single-handedly dismantle the future you are trying to build. This is mistake number 4, engaging in low vibrational speech, specifically gossip and complaint. On any other day, you might see this as a harmless way to vent, to bond with others, or to process frustration. But during this sacred window, your words are not just sounds. They are incantations. They are energetic seeds being planted in the freshly tilled soil of your new reality. Saturn is the lord of manifestation, of structure, of tangible form. The moon is the great amplifier of emotional and subconscious energy. When their after effects combine, they create a hyperconductive energetic environment, where your spoken word, charged with the emotion of the moon, is given instant structural form by Saturn. Complaining about your lack of money is not just venting, it is literally writing the code for continued lack into your timeline. Gossiping about another person's drama is not just sharing a story, it is weaving their chaotic frequency into your own auric field, inviting similar karmic scenarios to play out in your life. Every word that leaves your lips during these 3 days is a command given to the universe. Think of yourself as standing before a cosmic 3D printer, and your words are the design file. Will you use them to print a reality of abundance, of peace, of sovereign power, or will you use them to replicate the same old structures of victimhood, resentment, and entanglement? The trap here is extraordinarily subtle. You will be tested. A friend will call, desperate to complain about their partner. A co-worker will pull you aside to gossip about a manager. The news will blast headlines designed to provoke outrage and fear. These are not random occurrences. They are carefully orchestrated, universal assignments designed to test your linguistic discipline. Will you participate? Will you add your energy to the collective frequency of complaint, or will you hold your sacred center? Engaging in gossip is particularly dangerous now because it is a profound violation of energetic sovereignty. When you speak about someone who is not present, you create an unauthorized energetic triangle. You pull their energy into your field without their consent, and you entangle yourself in their karmic lessons. Saturn, the great lord of boundaries and consequences, observes this transgression with meticulous care. By violating the energetic boundaries of another, you signal to the universe that your own boundaries are permeable, leaving you vulnerable to psychic attack and energy vampirism. The most powerful act of spiritual warfare you can engage in between October 4th and 7th is the act of conscious silence. If you cannot speak words that affirm, that create, that empower, then it is better to speak nothing at all. This is a call for a sacred fast of the tongue. Notice every impulse to complain and choose gratitude instead. Notice every invitation to gossip and choose to bless the person in silence. This isn't about being passive, it's about being a master. You are taking your power back from the mindless chatter of the matrix and reclaiming your voice as a tool of divine creation. This discipline will feel difficult at first, but it will build a fortress of light around you, a vibrational reality so high and so pure that the lower frequencies of drama and lack simply cannot find a foothold. Your silence will become a shield, and your intentional words will become the building blocks of your new world. Before we proceed to the 5th mistake, which deals with the immense creative power that is currently at your disposal, let's anchor this principle of conscious speech. This is more than a good idea. It is a mandate for every chosen one navigating this period. The power that forged galaxies resides within your throat chakra, waiting to be wielded with precision and love. To activate this power and seal your intention, I want you to go to the comments right now and declare, with the full force of your being, my words build worlds. This affirmation is a powerful decree. It informs every cell in your body and every corner of the cosmos that you are no longer a passive commentator on your reality, but its active conscious architect. Affirm it now and feel the shift in your power. Now we must address the flip side of this creative coin. It is not enough to simply refrain from destructive speech. You must actively engage in constructive creation. This brings us to the 5th critical mistake, an error born from a misunderstanding of how cosmic energy works. This is mistake number 5. Neglecting your sacred creative practice. During this potent energetic window, you may feel emotionally sensitive, mentally foggy, or physically exhausted. The logical part of your brain, your ego, will tell you that this is a time to retreat, to consume, to rest on the sidelines until the intensity passes. It will say, "I'm not inspired right now," or "I'm too tired to create anything." This is one of the most profound and tragic lies your ego will tell you during this transit. To neglect your creativity right now is to stand in the middle of a divine downpour with an umbrella over your head. The Moon-Saturn after effect is flooding your subconscious with profound insights, divine downloads, and creative solutions to long-standing problems. The Moon is prying open the doorway to your intuition, while Saturn is standing by, ready to take that raw ethereal energy and give it structure, form, and weight in the physical world. This is a portal of manifestation unlike any other. Your art, your writing, your music, your business ideas, your journaling, whatever your unique creative channel is not a hobby right now. It is a sacred duty. It is the very mechanism by which you are meant to process and ground these celestial energies. The spiritual mechanics are simple. You are a conduit. As a chosen one, your energetic system is designed to channel high-frequency energy from the cosmos and anchor it onto the Earth grid. If you fail to do this, if you block the flow, that potent energy does not simply vanish. It becomes trapped within your own energy field. And divine creative energy that is not given an outlet curdles. It turns into anxiety, into restlessness, into frustration, into depression. It can manifest as self-sabotaging behaviors, as picking fights with loved ones, or as a general feeling of being hopelessly stuck. If you are feeling any of these things, it is not a sign to retreat further. It is a blaring alarm bell telling you to open your creative channel immediately. Do not wait for inspiration to strike. That is a myth of the 3D paradigm. In the 5D reality we are entering, inspiration does not precede action. It is the result of action. The great master Picasso said, "Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working." This is a Saturnian principle. Discipline is the doorway to divinity. Your sacred task between October 4th and 7th is to show up to your craft with discipline. Even if it feels forced, even if you only have 15 minutes, pick up the pen, open the laptop, strum the guitar, knead the dough. The simple physical act of engaging in your creative process is what opens the portal. You are signaling to the universe, "I am here, I am ready, I am a willing partner in the dance of creation." And when you do, the inspiration will come, the downloads will flow. You will find that the solutions you've been seeking, the clarity you've been praying for, will emerge not from thinking harder, but from creating more. This is how you alchemize the intensity of this period into pure gold. To neglect this is to miss the entire point of the transit. You are being offered a cosmic promotion from dreamer to creator. Show up for your new role. This energetic mandate is crucial for every single soul listening. Your creativity is not optional. It is your lifeline and your legacy. It is the unique vibrational signature that only you can offer the world. To honor this sacred trust, to commit to being an open channel for the divine, I want you to go to the comments and type the powerful affirmation, "I am a conduit for creation." Let this be your promise to yourself and to the cosmos, that you will not let this divine energy stagnate within you. You will allow it to flow through you, to become art, to become healing, to become the very fabric of your new magnificent reality. Do this now, and feel the creative channels within you begin to open. We have now covered the external world of action, and the internal world of creation, but the sixth trap is the one that determines the very foundation upon which your reality is built. It operates in the realm of perception and identity. It is a test of your core, of your spiritual backbone, and it is the mistake that causes more chosen ones to abdicate their power than any other. This is mistake number 6. Seeking external validation instead of trusting your internal knowing. The emotional vulnerability and heightened sensitivity brought on by the moon's influence during this period will inevitably create moments of doubt. The path of the chosen one is often a lonely one, and during times of intense energetic flux, this feeling of isolation can be amplified. You will look at your life, at the monumental changes you are being called to make, and a wave of uncertainty will wash over you. In this moment of vulnerability, the temptation will be overwhelming to turn outward. You will want to call a friend and ask, "Am I crazy?" You will want to consult a psychic or a tarot reader to confirm what you already know in your heart. You will want to post in a spiritual group online, seeking the consensus of strangers to validate your own intuitive hits. To do any of this between October 4th and 7th is to fail the final most important test of this entire cosmic cycle, the test of sovereignty. Understand this. The entire purpose of the Moon-Saturn conjunction was to crystallize your own inner authority. Saturn is the archetype of the master, the elder, the one who no longer needs a teacher because they have become the teacher. It is the part of you that relies on its own internal structure, its own hard-won wisdom, its own direct connection to source. To seek validation outside of yourself right now is to send a clear and devastating message to the universe. I do not trust the guidance you are giving me directly. I do not believe I am worthy of receiving my own truth. I still believe my power lies outside of myself. The universe, in its infinite and impersonal wisdom, will honor your choice. If you declare through your actions that you need an intermediary, it will provide you with a distorted one. The advice you receive will be confusing and contradictory. The people you turn to will project their own fears, limitations, and unresolved issues onto your situation. You will be pulled in 1,000 different directions, your own clear inner signal drowned out by the static of outside opinions. This is a setup. It is a divine test to see where your allegiance lies. Is it with the temporary fear-based opinions of the external world, or is it with the eternal, unwavering voice of your own soul? Your sacred task during these days is to practice radical self-reliance. This does not mean you cannot speak with loved ones, but it means you do not go to them for permission or validation. You go only to share your own fully formed, internally validated truth. Your primary source of counsel must be your own higher self. This is the time to deepen your meditation practice, to sit in silence and ask your soul the questions you are tempted to ask others. And then this is the most critical part. You must trust the first answer that rises from the silence. It may not be the logical answer. It may not be the easy answer, but it will be the true one. Keep a journal and write down the whispers of your intuition. Treat that journal as your most sacred text. Disconnect from the noise. Mute the social media feeds. Turn off the news. Your soul is speaking to you with profound clarity right now, but you cannot hear a whisper in a hurricane. You must create the inner silence to receive the transmission. This is your final initiation into spiritual adulthood. It is the moment you stop being a student of the light and finally claim your role as a sovereign master of your own reality. To pass this test is to anchor yourself in an unshakable foundation of self-trust that will serve you for the rest of this lifetime and beyond. It is the ultimate act of reclaiming your power. We have traversed the critical outer and inner landscapes, navigating the treacherous territory of impulsive action, karmic entanglement, physical neglect, low vibrational speech, creative stagnation, and the desperate search for external validation. Each of these is a universe-altering test in its own right. By now, you should feel a tangible shift in your awareness, a heightened sense of vigilance, and a deeper commitment to your own sovereignty. You are building a fortress of light, brick by conscious brick. But the initiation is not yet complete. The final 3 mistakes we must dissect are the most deeply embedded, the most personal, and therefore the most powerful. These are the shadow patterns that operate at the level of your core beliefs and your relationship with the universe itself. They are the final gatekeepers standing between you and the timeline you were born to inhabit. To face them requires not just discipline, but radical, unflinching honesty with yourself. This brings us to the 7th profound mistake, an error that stems from a deep-seated wound of unworthiness that plagues almost every soul on this planet. This is mistake number 7. Rejecting or deflecting blessings and compliments. During this hyper-receptive period between October 4th and 7th, the universe will be actively sending you signals, affirmations, and tangible blessings to confirm that you are on the right path. These will not always arrive in grand, dramatic fashion. More often they will come through the small, seemingly insignificant moments of your day. It might be a stranger offering you a genuine, heartfelt compliment. It could be a friend unexpectedly sending you a small amount of money, saying, "I was just thinking of you." It might be an offer for help on a project you've been struggling with, or a sudden synchronistic opportunity that falls into your lap. These are not random acts of kindness. They are cosmic breadcrumbs. They are love letters from Source, meticulously placed on your path to encourage you, to show you that you are seen, that you are supported, and that your new higher frequency is already beginning to manifest a more benevolent reality. The trap lies in your response, conditioned by lifetimes of feeling not good enough. The reflexive response for many chosen ones is to deflect. When someone compliments your work, you say, "Oh, it was nothing." When someone offers a gift, you insist, "Oh, you shouldn't have." When an opportunity appears, your first thought is, "Why me? I'm not qualified." Each act of deflection is a spiritual tragedy. It is a powerful declaration of rejection sent back to the universe. In that moment, you are looking at the outstretched hand of the divine and saying, "No, thank you. I am not worthy of this." You are reinforcing the old crumbling paradigm of lack, of struggle, of having to earn love and support through hardship. Saturn's energy, in its highest expression, represents the principle of divine structure and deservingness. It is the understanding that you are an integral part of the cosmic architecture and are inherently worthy of receiving the abundance that flows through it. The moon represents your receptive feminine principle, your ability to receive. The after effects of their conjunction are a test of your capacity to harmonize these energies. Can you embody the Saturnian knowing of your worthiness and open yourself with lunar receptivity to the blessings that are your birthright? To reject a compliment is to reject a vibrational upgrade. To deflect a gift is to tell the universe you are closed for the business of abundance. The spiritual mechanics are precise. The universe sends a test balloon of blessing. If you receive it with open, gracious thanks, you signal that you are a vibrational match for more. The channel opens wider. If you deflect it, you signal that you are not yet ready. The channel constricts. Your sacred practice during these 3 days is to become a master of gracious reception. When someone offers a compliment, take a deep breath, look them in the eye, and say, "Thank you. I receive that." Feel the words, feel the energy of their appreciation enter your field and nourish you. Do not downplay it. Do not explain it away. Simply receive. When a blessing, no matter how small, comes your way, your only job is to say thank you. This is not just about politeness. It is a profound spiritual technology. It is you, in real time, rewriting the code of unworthiness that has been running in your ancestral line for generations. Each time you consciously receive, you are healing yourself, and you are healing your lineage. You are declaring that the cycle of struggle ends with you. You are affirming that you are ready to live in a reality where support, love, and abundance are the norm, not the exception. This may feel uncomfortable. It may feel arrogant. That discomfort is the sound of the old programming dying. Lean into it. Practice it with every fiber of your being. This is how you open the floodgates. This is how you tell the universe, "Yes, I am ready. Send more." This principle of reception is the key that unlocks the door to a new dimension of being. It is time to anchor this new reality, to declare your worthiness not as a future goal, but as a present fact. I want you to go to the comments now and type the sacred and powerful affirmation, "I am open to receive." As you type these words, visualize the gates of heaven opening above you, showering you with the light of grace, love, and infinite abundance. Know that you deserve it all. Claim it now. We are now entering the deepest, most subtle layers of this initiation. The 8th mistake is one that can go completely unnoticed, yet it has the power to keep you locked in a karmic holding pattern indefinitely. It operates in the silent, sacred space of your relationship with time and your own evolution. This is mistake number 8, rushing your own healing and integration process. The intense revelations and emotional purges catalyzed by the Moon-Saturn conjunction have likely left you feeling raw, exposed, and profoundly changed. You have seen truths about yourself and your life that cannot be unseen. A natural ego-driven response to this is a sense of urgency. The ego wants to fix the problem immediately. It wants to process all the trauma, understand all the lessons, and integrate all the changes right now. It creates a frantic internal pressure, a spiritual to-do list. I need to journal about this, then meditate on it, then do a cord-cutting ceremony, then I'll be healed. This impulse, while seemingly productive, is a profound act of spiritual violence against yourself. It is a rejection of the divine, organic timing of your own soul's unfolding. Saturn is the lord of time, not human, clock-based time, but kairos, divine, opportune time. Saturn understands that true lasting transformation is not a sprint, it is a slow, methodical, architectural process. A diamond is not formed overnight. It is forged through eons of sustained pressure. A great cathedral is not built in a week. It is built stone by sacred stone, over generations. The emotional and energetic shifts you are currently undergoing are of this magnitude. You are rebuilding your entire inner cathedral. To rush this process is to build with wet cement and faulty foundations. It is to disrespect the sacredness of your own journey. The moon's energy governs the deep, watery realms of the subconscious. It works in cycles, like the tides. It ebbs and flows. You cannot force a tide to come in faster. You cannot demand that a flower bloom before its season. To try and force your healing is to create immense internal resistance, which actually slows the process down. It introduces the frequency of anxiety and control into a process that requires surrender and trust. Your sacred task between October 4th and 7th is to offer yourself radical, unconditional patience. You must treat your inner world like a sacred garden that has just been tilled by a great storm. The soil is fertile, but tender. Your job is not to frantically plant 1,000 seeds at once. Your job is to be the gentle, loving gardener, to sit with the soil, to honor the space, to allow the emotions to rise and fall without judgment, like waves upon the shore. If you feel a surge of grief, allow yourself to cry without needing to process it into a neat conclusion. If you feel tired and empty, allow yourself to rest without labeling it as unproductive. This is the integration. Integration is not a mental activity. It is a state of being. It is allowing the new energies and truths to settle into your cellular structure, to recalibrate your nervous system, to become a part of your embodied wisdom. This requires stillness. It requires space. It requires you to release the timeline of the ego and surrender to the perfect divine timing of your soul. Do less, be more. Trust that the healing is happening on a level far deeper than your conscious mind can comprehend. Your only job is to provide a safe, loving, and patient container for this miracle to unfold. By honoring the Saturnian principle of divine timing and the lunar principle of cyclical flow, you align yourself with the natural laws of the cosmos. This alignment is what creates true, sustainable, and unshakable transformation. Rushing is a form of fear. Fear that you won't get there. Fear that you're not doing it right. Release that fear and step into the profound peace of divine trust. You are exactly where you need to be. We stand at the precipice of the final, ultimate test. But before we reveal the 9th mistake, the one that underpins all others, we must solidify this commitment to our own sacred timing. The world will scream at you to hurry, to produce, to perform. You must become an anchor of divine patience in a sea of frantic energy. To make this your unbreakable vow, go to the comments and declare, "I honor my divine timing." Let this be your mantra for these coming days. Let it be the sacred balm you apply to any feelings of urgency or self-judgment. You are a divine project, unfolding in perfect sacred time. And now, we arrive at the heart of the matter, the 9th and final mistake. This is the master key. It is the core operating system from which all other forms of self-sabotage are born. It is the most subtle, the most pervasive, and the most critical error to correct. If you can master this one, all the others will begin to fall away naturally. This is mistake number 9, perceiving the universe as punitive instead of educational. As you navigate the challenges and tests of this period, it will be incredibly tempting to fall into a victim mindset. When an old karmic connection reappears, you might think, "Why is this happening to me again?" When you feel a wave of exhaustion or emotional pain, you might feel that the universe is punishing you, that you have done something wrong, that you are failing the test. This single shift in perception from happening to me to happening for me is the difference between a soul who remains trapped in the karmic wheel and a soul who graduates to the level of co-creator. Saturn is not a cosmic punisher. This is a distorted, 3D patriarchal interpretation of its powerful energy. Saturn is the great teacher. It is the wise, loving, but firm Zen master who knows that true learning comes not from lectures, but from direct experience. Every challenge, every obstacle, every uncomfortable emotion that arises between October 4th and 7th is not a punishment. It is a curriculum. It is a meticulously designed lesson plan, co-created by your own higher self, to show you precisely where your energy is still leaking, where your boundaries are weak, and where your beliefs are out of alignment with the reality you wish to create. The old karmic pattern that resurfaces is not a punishment. It is a final exam, offering you the opportunity to demonstrate your mastery of boundaries. The wave of fear that rises is not a punishment. It is an opportunity to practice anchoring in your own divine power instead of seeking external safety. The financial block that appears is not a punishment. It is an invitation to heal your core beliefs about abundance and worthiness. To see the universe as punitive is to place yourself in a powerless, childlike position, forever at the mercy of an angry celestial parent. It is the ultimate abdication of your creative power. To see the universe as educational is to step into your role as a sovereign, empowered student master. It is to look at every challenge with curiosity and ask, what is this here to teach me? What part of myself is this revealing? What is the gift hidden within this experience? This shift in perspective is the ultimate alchemy. It transforms every leaden challenge into golden wisdom. It drains the drama and emotional charge out of difficult situations and reframes them as exciting opportunities for growth. During these critical days, you must become a sacred detective in your own life. Every time something triggers you or throws you off balance, you must pause and resist the urge to blame or complain. Instead, you must ask the golden question, what is the lesson here? By doing so, you align yourself with the highest intention of the Moon-Saturn energy. You declare yourself a willing and enthusiastic participant in your own evolution, and the universe, recognizing a dedicated student, will respond with grace. The lessons may become gentler, the insights will arrive with greater clarity, and you will begin to see the beautiful, intricate, and deeply loving design behind it all. You are not being tested to see if you will fail. You are being tested to see if you are ready to recognize that you are the one who wrote the test, and that you already hold all the answers within you. This is the final key. This is the master switch that illuminates the entire path. Choose to see the love, choose to see the lesson, and you will have passed the final gate. We have now walked together through the 9 sacred gates of this profound Moon-Saturn initiation. We have named the shadows, we have identified the traps, and we have illuminated the path of mastery. If you have followed this journey with an open heart and a willing spirit, you are not the same person who started this transmission. The knowledge is now alive within you, but we have reached the most critical juncture of all, the bridge between knowing and being. The universe is not interested in your theoretical understanding, it is waiting for your embodied demonstration. The period between October 4th and 7th is your grand stage, your final dissertation for this cosmic cycle. All the wisdom we have shared is the map, now you must walk the territory. You must become the living, breathing embodiment of this higher consciousness. This final transmission is not about avoiding more mistakes, it is about providing you with the sovereign framework to navigate every single moment from a place of unshakable power. It is the practical guide to not just surviving these energies, but to consciously using them to architect the most magnificent timeline your soul has ever dared to imagine. This is the culmination of it all. This is how you bring the magic down from the heavens and anchor it into the very fabric of your daily life. To do this, you must step into 3 distinct yet interconnected roles of spiritual mastery. Think of this as the sacred trinity of embodiment, the 3 pillars of consciousness you must actively inhabit over the next 72 hours. They are the serene witness, the master alchemist, and the sovereign architect. These are not just concepts, they are energetic postures, ways of being that will allow you to move through this cosmic storm with the grace and precision of a grand master. The first pillar, the serene witness, is your foundation. It is the state of consciousness that directly counteracts the 8th and 9th mistakes, the rush to heal, and the perception of a punitive universe. As the serene witness, your primary function is to observe the flow of your internal and external reality, without judgment and without attachment. When a powerful emotion arises, fear, grief, anger, you do not become the emotion. You witness it. you create a sacred space between your true self, the eternal inner presence, and the temporary weather pattern of the feeling. You observe it with a gentle curiosity, as you would a cloud passing in the sky. You ask it, "What are you here to show me?" But you do not identify with its story. This practice of detached observation instantly dissolves the frantic energy of needing to fix or process anything. You realize that the emotion's only desire is to be seen, to be acknowledged, and then to pass through. By becoming the witness, you create a pocket of profound peace in the eye of the storm. This is your anchor. Likewise, when an external challenge appears, a difficult conversation, a sudden obstacle, you witness that too from this same serene distance. You do not immediately label it as bad or wrong. You see it simply as energy in motion, as a scene playing out on the grand stage of your life. This neutrality is your superpower. It drains the situation of its dramatic charge and allows you to see the underlying lesson, the hidden gift that we spoke of in the 9th mistake. It allows you to respond from your center, from a place of wisdom, rather than reacting from a place of trigger and trauma. For the next 3 days, make this your primary practice. In every moment, consciously step back and become the silent, loving witness of your own life. This will be the unshakable ground upon which you build your new reality. Once you have established the foundation of the serene witness, you are ready to step into the second, more active role, the master alchemist. This is where you take the raw leaden material of your challenges and consciously transmute it into the pure gold of spiritual power. This pillar is the direct antidote to the traps of low vibrational speech, creative neglect, and the rejection of blessings. While the witness observes without judgment, the alchemist consciously chooses the higher vibrational response. It is an active partnership with the universe in the great work of transformation. When you witness the impulse to complain about a lack of money, mistake #4, the alchemist within you consciously intervenes and chooses to speak words of gratitude for the abundance you already have, no matter how small. This single act of alchemical intervention shifts your entire point of attraction and begins to rewrite your financial reality. When you witness the feeling of emotional stagnation or exhaustion, mistake #5, the master alchemist knows this is not a signal to retreat, but a call to create. It picks up the journal, the paintbrush, or the instrument, and channels that raw, chaotic energy into a form of beauty, thereby transforming potential depression into divine inspiration. This is the highest form of spiritual recycling, and most profoundly, when you witness a blessing or a compliment coming toward you. Mistake #7, the alchemist within you consciously overrides the old program of deflection. It opens its arms wide and receives the blessing with a full-hearted thank you, knowing that receiving is a sacred act that multiplies abundance for both the giver and the receiver. The master alchemist understands a fundamental law of the universe. Energy is never destroyed. It is only transformed. Nothing that happens to you is inherently good or bad. It is simply energy, and you, as a sovereign creator, have the power to decide what that energy will become. Will it become a story of victimhood that you repeat for years, or will it become the fuel for your greatest breakthrough? Will it be the poison that sickens you, or the medicine that awakens you? The alchemist always chooses medicine. It always chooses gold. For the next 72 hours, see every single challenge, every trigger, every uncomfortable moment, not as a problem, but as an alchemical opportunity. Ask yourself in every instance, how can I transform this? What is the highest, most beautiful thing this energy can become? This is not about spiritual bypassing or pretending you don't feel pain. It is about honoring the pain by using it as a catalyst for your own magnificent evolution. Before we unveil the third and final pillar of this trinity of mastery, the one that will lock in your new timeline and set your course for the future, it is vital that you anchor this powerful alchemical framework within your very being. This is the secret technology of the masters, the sacred art of turning all things to light. To affirm your commitment to this path, to declare that you are no longer a passive recipient of circumstance, but an active transmuter of reality, I want you to go to the comments right now and type the powerful decree, I embody the alchemy within. Feel the power in these words. Feel the ancient dormant part of you that knows how to turn lead into gold awaken. This is your birthright. Claim it now. Now, having established the serene foundation of the witness and engaged the transformative power of the alchemist, you are ready to step into the final and most forward-facing role, the sovereign architect. This is the culmination of your work. It is where you take the peace you've cultivated and the golden energy you've transmuted and use it to consciously design your future. This pillar is the ultimate shield against the first three, and perhaps most dangerous, mistakes: making impulsive, fear-based decisions, re-engaging with the past, and ignoring your physical body. The sovereign architect lives from a place of vision. It holds the clear, unwavering blueprint of the future reality it is calling into being. This vision becomes the ultimate filter for every decision. When the urge for an impulsive, fear-based action arises, mistake #1, the sovereign architect does not get swept away by the panic. It calmly holds up the action against the blueprint of its desired future and asks, is this choice in alignment with the reality of love, abundance, and peace I am building? Or is it a reaction based on the old architecture of fear and lack? The answer becomes instantly profoundly clear. The architect understands that true power lies not in frantic action, but in deliberate, aligned choices. It knows that saying no to a fear-based impulse is a more powerful act of creation than saying yes to 1,000 misaligned opportunities. Similarly, when the ghost of a past karmic connection appears, mistake #2, the sovereign architect does not see it as a temptation, but as a test of its architectural integrity. It recognizes that its new cathedral of light cannot be built with the rotten, compromised materials of the past. It honors the lessons learned from that old structure, but knows that it has been demolished for a reason. With love and with firmness, it maintains its sacred boundaries, knowing that every ounce of energy spent entertaining the past is an ounce of energy stolen from the construction of the future. The architect is not sentimental about what has been. It is fiercely, passionately devoted to what is being born. Finally, the sovereign architect understands that its most crucial tool, its most sacred compass in this entire building process, is the physical body, mistake #3. It honors its body not as a servant, but as the master consultant on the project. It listens to the body's wisdom about what feels expansive and what feels contractive. It uses the body's intuitive signals, the gut feelings, the waves of exhaustion, the sudden bursts of energy, as non-negotiable guidance from the project's divine funder, source itself. The architect knows that to build a magnificent, lasting reality, the vessel of the builder must be honored, rested, and nourished. It works in sacred partnership with the body, creating a feedback loop of trust and wisdom that ensures every single stone is laid in perfect alignment with the divine blueprint. For these next 3 days, your task is to hold this vision, write it down, feel it, breathe it. Let it be the first thing you connect with in the morning and the last thing you hold in your heart at night. This vision is your North Star. It will make all your choices simple. It will make your no firm and your yes electric. It is the force that will pull you through this portal and into the dawn of your new world. When the sun rises on October 8th, the portal will have closed, and the energetic cement will have set. For those who have navigated this period consciously, using the Trinity of Mastery, the world will feel profoundly different. It will not be a loud, explosive change, but a quiet, deep, and unmistakable shift in the very fabric of your reality. You will wake up feeling lighter, as if a weight you didn't even know you were carrying has been lifted from your soul. The chronic, low-grade anxiety that has been the background noise of your life will be replaced by a quiet, steady hum of peace. You will notice that synchronicities begin to accelerate at an astonishing rate. The right people, the right resources, the right opportunities will begin to flow to you with a sense of grace and ease that may feel miraculous, but is simply the natural result of your new, clear, high-frequency alignment. Old addictive patterns and desires will have simply vanished, not through force of will, but because you are no longer a vibrational match for them. You will look in the mirror and see a clarity in your own eyes, a look of ancient wisdom and sovereign self-knowledge that you may not have recognized before. This is the payoff. This is the reality that awaits you on the other side. This is not a fantasy. It is the logical spiritual consequence of choosing your own evolution. And for those who choose not to heed this call, who allow themselves to be pulled back into the 9 traps of the old paradigm, the universe, in its infinite love, will simply offer them the opportunity to learn the lessons again. The karmic loops will tighten, the old patterns will play out with greater intensity, and the feeling of being stuck will become more pronounced. There is no punishment, only the loving, relentless curriculum of the soul. But you, the one who is hearing this now, the chosen one whose soul is ready to graduate, this does not have to be your path. You have been given the map, you have been given the keys, you have been given the framework for your own liberation. You are not alone in this. Look at the community gathering here. In these comments, from every corner of the globe, we are a soul family of architects, of alchemists, of witnesses, holding the light for one another as we walk through this final gateway. The power of our collective intention is a force that can move mountains and shift timelines. We are here to remind each other of the truth of who we are, divine sovereign beings of infinite creative power. Now, as we prepare to close this sacred transmission and step fully into our power for the days ahead, there is one final declaration to be made. It is the most important one of all. It is your signal to the entire cosmos, to your guides, to your ancestors, and to your own higher self, that you have received the message, that you have accepted the mission, and that you are stepping across the threshold, not in hope, but in knowing. I want you to go to the comments one last time, and with every ounce of courage and conviction in your soul, I want you to type the final ultimate affirmation. I am ready. I am ready for the blessings. I am ready for the peace. I am ready for the abundance. I am ready for the love. I am ready to release the past. I am ready to embody my mastery. I am ready to become the person I was always born to be. Feel the truth of those words resonate through your entire being. Let it be the final spell you cast before you enter the sacred silence of your own initiation. Remember the Trinity: witness, alchemize, architect. This is your work now. Go forward with courage, with grace, and with the unshakable knowledge that you are held, you are loved, and you are infinitely powerful. The universe is waiting with bated breath to see the magnificent reality you are about to create. The portal is open. The choice is yours. Walk through.